Here comes the Nastygram.
Send a priest to save my soul, forget it.
Welcome back to the Nastygram RPG podcast. This is London Calling, Operation Songbird, Phase 2.
Feeling it too hard is the poison to the heart of a cynic. Now I'm waking to pain to shaking.
The camera follows over the shoulder of a man as the door swings open to a jazz club. He moves down the entryway. We see patrons and staff look with recognition and nod, smile, say hello as he comes into the main room and approaches the bar. The club is starting to fill up. We hear the musicians tuning their instruments, getting ready to get started up on stage. The bartender approaches. "Why, Max, good to see you. Twins are sounding great tonight." Max orders his drink with just the faint hint of his remaining German accent. As the bartender makes the drink, Max's eyes scan the room. They pan across a woman sitting a few seats down the bar. The woman is strikingly beautiful in a black dress, dark red lipstick, bright blue eyes, and long blonde hair. She looks right at Max and gives him an alluring smile. Max smiles politely and nods. His eyes scan on, trying to get the attention of one of the musicians who seems to be warming up on stage. And suddenly there's motion to his side, and the blonde woman has approached and sat next to him. There's a strange look of annoyance almost on his face. And the woman leans in close, says something close to his ear. Max's face grows strange, kind of going flat, expressionless, just for a moment. Suddenly he turns, his eyes are wide, and his attention is locked on the woman. Sometime later, as the house lights begin to dim, one of the musicians looks out, his eyes now looking for Max. He frowns, his brow furrows, as he sees Max arm in arm with that striking blonde woman leaving the bar. Welcome back to the Nastygram RPG podcast. This is Josh, and I'm going to be your handler. I'm joined by
What's good, fam? It's Matt. I'll be playing Olaf Wexel, Swedish boat captain, fisherman, and outdoorsman.
This is Devin. I'll be playing Frederick Fox. He fought with the Royal Fusiliers in the Great War.
Hey, folks. Dan here, playing Leo Krona, the British burglar.
Hey, this is Jake, and I'm playing Emil Adler. Or am I?
And once again, special guest star joining us.
Hi, this is Liv, and I'm playing Evelyn Hartley, physician.
And you actually, on Nastygram, you have heard Liv's voice before. If you listen to Wings of Connie, which was an arc run by Devin that he brings up every week.
You probably haven't listened to that, though. So.
But as we left our crack team of operatives turned investigators, you had entered the home of Max Ortmann, a German emigree to the UK who owns a machine shop. His flat is located above one of them, and found him dead, quite horrifically so. I think at the exact moment, Fox and Emil are probably at this point kind of wrapping up their tour. I mean, he only kind of, only goes so far, shows you what's going on.
Take a look at the office as I pass, just get a layout of the building.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like probably Max's office, Ortmann's office, like in the back corner. There's a secretary's office as well, and some storage rooms off to the side, and then all the actual production is happening on the floor. And they kind of wrap up, and Tom Lynch says, and that's about it. It's we're looking at making hoping for about 200 units a week is the goal we're going for. I think it'll take a little bit while to wrap up to that. We have another site getting going as well.
Another site. Where? Where at? Might be closer to where we're doing business.
About a half mile further east. I'll let, when I see Mr. Ortmann, I'll let him know. I haven't talked to him since Monday. He said he might be a little scarce, but
It's all right. We'll send word in the morning.
yeah. All right. And if you talk to him, let him know we've been meticulous, and of course, tell him we checked your credentials. He was quite keen on repeating that.
He gives them like a disarming smile. He says, "Yeah, sure, of course."
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Mr. Ortmann's, I kind of look around. German?
Yeah. One of the good ones, we like to say. He came over about mid-20s, I think. Got this set up. He worked as a machinist back over there. And, the Germans are well regarded for it. He's quite a craftsman, more of a designer these days.
They are. He ever say anything about what's going on with his country?
Oh, he ate it. He's quite vocal. He's quite disgusted by what's going on over there. He said the Kaiser was bad enough, and this is a whole new thing.
Good.
He's a good man. He's a good man. Hope he's all right.
I'm sure he's fine.
I said that suspiciously.
I'm sure he's totally fine.
Cut to Leo, Olaf, and the good doctor looking down at the body of presumably Mr. Ortmann, the body in his apartment. A body that appears to have suffered some kind of horrific burn through his forehead.
I think Leo has a look at it, kind of grimaces and winces, and he says, "I'm going to leave that to you, Doc." And he kind of pivots from the body. He doesn't really want to look at it. It's unnatural.
Pretty horrific.
Yeah. And
actually,
yeah.
It's so horrific.
God damn it.
One of the three of you give me a sanity roll. Liv, You're going to make a roll.
Yeah.
At or under your current sanity.
Yeah.
46 under 64.
40 under 51.
I got 27 under 70.
Okay. 1 point on a success. So drop your sanity by 1.
What's that make your score now, Liv?
69.
This just rife.
Matches
with
the luck.
it.
I keep telling you guys, you have to remind me.
Oh, yeah.
New episode, new luck roll. So, Liv, you're going to make another luck roll. If you succeed, if you get under it, you don't gain anything. If you fail, so you roll over your current luck, you'll add 1d10.
Okay. I got 36.
Okay, so you succeed. Stand pat at 69. Nice. Matt, I see a pencil in action.
Yes, I was 54 over 19, and I rolled 1 for
All right.
20.
Up to 20.
86 over 34 for 9.
Nice.
Dang.
Wow, you're getting up
Sweet.
there. What do you got?
I'm now at 43.
Lucky guy.
Shit.
Dan on character creation rolled, what did you roll, like a 6 or an 8 or something?
like that. I think, yeah.
You basically haven't spent any, right?
I haven't spent any luck this whole.
Well, now you're.
Yeah.
You have a lot.
Now I'm rolling in it.
Honestly,
Jake, you
I
succeeded?
succeeded, so I didn't get any. I'm staying at 63.
Okay. And Devin?
I failed. I gained another 6.
All
Luck.
right. Up to
31.
all right. Okay, so
Thanks for turning around. I think for the SWAT.
downstairs, are you guys making your way out of there? Are you going to talk to these guys a little bit longer?
As we're leaving, as we walk through the door and leave, I say they're breaking into the apartment upstairs.
Let's go pay him a visit then.
Leo, kind of from the result of like turning away from, as you said, making that sanity check for the body, he proceeds to kind of pay more attention to the apartment now, and he begins to do a search of the apartment.
Okay. Matt, what's Olaf doing?
With the doctor there to look at the body, he doesn't need to. So I think he's also going to look around the apartment with
Leo.
God damn.
All right. And Dr. Hartley, what are you doing?
So Dr. Hartley is going to say, whatever you touch, you need to be documenting. You need to be really careful what you're touching in this flat? Why did I say apartment?
That's the reality we live in.
In this universe.
This apartment. Anything you touch, you need to be documenting. I need to know where it's come from, what you're doing. Basically, she doesn't really want them touching anything, but she also knows that time is of the essence and we need to be trying to work out what this is, and that it could be something that was dangerous for us as well to be in there. So she is going to let them search, but she's going to give them some instructions on kind of just really documenting everything and being very kind of forensically aware to not touch things and to draw her attention to anything that they find.
Leo is nodding very seriously along to your words.
And you are performing, I guess, an initial cursory kind of examination of the body?
So first of all, I'm going to look generally at the scene just to see if anything unusual stands out apart from the whole thing in front of me. So she's going to be sniffing the air, which obviously smells of death, but is there anything else she can smell? Is there any accelerants? Is there anything like that?
Nice. I will say, as you know, this is going to take some time. Dan just passed me a nastygram. As this is happening, as you all are performing your careful searches or investigations, that Fox and Emil arrive upstairs. You walk in the door, kind of go through that cloakroom, and immediately come upon this scene in the front parlor. So Leo and Olaf, roll me search. Dr. Hartley, give me a forensics roll first. Anybody else have forensics?
I do.
Do you?
Yep.
Oh. You, depending on how you're looking, you can either roll search or forensics.
Do you want us to roll sanity?
And yes, I'm sorry. For our new joiners, Emil and Fox, sanity roll.
I don't look at the body. We can smell the smell. He pulls his arm up over his face.
Way to metagame that.
Yeah, I was going to say
he's low on sanity. He's agitated, and he's wants to be very careful. He's looking for papers, documents, business, banking, stuff like that.
Okay, you move past them and begin a search. How did you do, Emil?
I succeeded. I rolled a 60 under 63, so went down one, right?
Okay, yep.
So that's 62 now. Oh, wow. I had the same sanity and luck as well.
Oh, neat.
Weird.
No longer. All right. On our other rolls, how did we do, Olaf?
So I think Olaf is not searching the apartment for stuff, but
Okay.
I do have a 40 in craft electrical. So I think seeing the electricity element in this is he's looking for that specifically. And I rolled a 37 under 40.
Okay. Nice. Dan.
I rolled a 5. So whether it's forensics or search,
Okay.
yeah, I got a for search. I have a 52 and forensics 40.
Success. And Dr. Hartley?
I got 96.
Wow.
Over the 70.
Over the 70.
Wow, it's hard to do.
Hell of a forensic skill.
Yeah.
70 might be our highest. Well, anybody have anything higher than a 70?
Nope.
No.
All right. Even with a failure, you are very good at forensics. Maybe part of that failure is you aren't so sure that maybe Leo specifically is exercising the kind of care and you're a little bit distracted. And then 2 more people walk into the scene. I will say you don't smell anything unusual, like in terms of an accelerant, gasoline or diesel or anything like that. And otherwise you're sort of distracted by reiterating your instructions. Dan, Leo is moving around. It is immediately pretty apparent that this place has been tossed. Not super aggressively, not like, when you see the cops tearing up somebody's cutting open mattresses and shit like that on a TV show. It wasn't destroyed. It was semi-carefully, but everything has been moved. Things are out of place. Drawers have been open, closets. That's pretty apparent right off the get-go.
Adding to your distraction, Dr. Hartley, you hear from another room sort of a sigh of frustration, and then you hear Leo say, somebody's already took all the good stuff.
Josh, they're not bombing London yet, right?
They're not targeting like the city, but there are bombing raids and happening around in parts of, but they're at this point they're still like they're targeting factories and airfields and things like that.
Okay.
They haven't begun terror bombing. Matt, you actually, so you probably, you're checking things out, you turn on some lights in the parlor. The lights right over where the body is are all burnt out.
Okay.
The light bulbs themselves are burnt out. None of the rest of the flat seems unaffected. It's just that one room. And I will also give you, Liv, there, just from looking around that room and your forensic skill, there's no obvious sign of a struggle here. And I did mention on entrance, the deadbolt had been smashed open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and hopefully someone tells us that the door had been locked.
Yeah, I did wonder that if the door was locked before it was lockpicked.
Wait, the door to the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Leo walks back out from the bedroom, and he sees the two of you, and he says, oh, hello.
Cheers.
All's well?
Yeah.
Not so much for Max.
Captain, what are you looking at?
The light bulb is blown out above the body. All the others, they work. Did they say anything about power shortage downstairs?
We didn't ask.
Josh,
There was a bunch of machines running.
I go in another room and I unscrew a working light bulb.
Okay.
And then I bring it in that room and I take out, I'm trampling your fucking crime scene. Like I take a chair so I can stand on it so I can reach the light.
This is all going to that 96-year-old. It's all your fault.
And I take out the blown bulb and I put in a new one.
It works.
Was the light in the on or off position? Like, was the light on or?
It was
Doesn't really matter.
off.
How long ago did this happen?
No, I'm sorry. It was on. It was
Okay.
on. And one thing, Jake, when you go in that other room, you saw a framed on the wall, cut out from a newspaper.
Picture of Hitler.
Local newspaper, the Star.
With a heart around it.
And it's there's a photograph of Mr. Ortmann and his crew. There's like a dozen people standing behind him in the machine shop. And the headline something like British-German machinist joins the war effort. And then the article, it's kind of a puff piece, like a morale booster kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about how, this German emigre has like offered his machine shop as, high-end machine shop as part of the war effort. And they've gone under contract with the RAF, blah, 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 blah. Obviously you assume this was only like a week ago, the article, and he's already got it framed on the wall.
Is Tom Lynch in the photograph?
He is. Yep.
I take it.
You take it?
Yeah.
Like take the frame down?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, I take it out of the frame and just put it in my pocket. Like, just because we might need it.
Okay. Yeah, you hear things being disassembled in the other room, Dr. Hartley. Things
Dr.
being
Hartley
looted.
is reiterating the need to touch things as little as possible and to please stop moving stuff.
Doctor, how long ago did this happen?
What's he wearing?
He's wearing like sort of a smoking jacket, like what a gentleman might wear in his home in the evening.
His footy PJs.
Yes. He does have
With
like
airplanes.
slippers on.
Mm-hmm. So she takes out her rectal thermometer. No, I don't.
Allow me to get the pants for you, Doctor.
Can she tell? Like you can tell within if like a room is a normal temperature, you can sort of tell within a degree.
What do you have for medicine? Pretty good, I'm assuming. I think I have your
Medicine
character sheet.
is 60.
Okay. Yeah. So there's like blood pooling. There's no like actual rot yet. But from the odor, it's fresh-ish.
Mm-hmm.
The state of the blood, you're guessing probably less than 2 days, day and a half, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you say blood pooling, you mean like in the skin?
Yes. Yeah. Lividity, I believe.
Yeah. Liver mortis. From
Sounds like a Harry Potter spell.
Evelyn is taking she's not touching the body yet, but she is walking around it, having a look at it, and she answers the colonel that less than 2 days he's been here.
Do you need anything for this?
I need people to stop touching everything.
I'll see what I can do.
It's already
He lights up a
touched.
cigarette.
Leo says he's standing near the door, the entry door, and he says, whoever it was, the door was locked. They locked it behind them. But the deadbolt, it's been broken clean off. So they may have kicked the door in.
You didn't find a key.
Wait, they kick the door and then lock the door behind them when they come in?
Leo nods.
I start looking for roof access or a fire escape or something.
The key, you haven't found a key.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they might have like locked the key.
That's the only way to lock this. There's no like turn
Right.
lock.
Oh, on the inside, there's no. You couldn't like latch it on the inside.
Oh, from the inside, yes. Which is obviously how you lock things.
But
Usually.
is that door the only door to the flat?
Not if it's up to fire code.
There is a like a fire exit, like a
Fire
what do you
escape?
call it? Fire escape. Jesus, yeah.
Wow. Are you a fireman?
Out the back. They're
Do
not
you
up the
work
code. They're not up
for
code
the
anymore.
Fire department?
You don't see them anywhere. Not in New Bedford. They're so it's not. It's a good size flat. I mean, it's not huge, but it's the size of a machine shop, which is bigger than most apartments. So there's like a front and a back parlor. There's 2 bedrooms, kitchen, dining room, couple bathrooms. There is a fire escape in the back off the kitchen, like a side hallway back there, and then there's stairs that go up to an attic.
I'm sure there's nothing up there. We don't.
Yeah, I think
someone should
after
go
a cursory search and knowing that this place has been, someone's gone through it once already, Leo opens the door to the attic.
Okay.
I think I go with Leo because Fox and Dr. Hartley are trying to get me out of the room.
Shepherding you along. Okay, you two are going up to the attic. Dr. Hartley is still working on the body.
Yeah, so she's working on the body. She's just noting everything down. She's taking like a few samples. But from what you described, everything's very localized to that like one burn site. On the
Yes.
head.
Basically, the center of the forehead, the skin has been burned away, revealing the skull, which is charred and cracked underneath.
Doesn't hurt here or here.
And then all around that, like around kind of above the eyes, the side of the forehead going up into the hairline is all like charred and blistered.
And are there any kind of scorch marks anywhere else in the room, like against a wall or a sofa or anything?
No. There's one little spot on the carpet that it looks like where the forehead is resting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Olaf and Fox, are you guys looking around more in here?
Yeah, I think after we get Emile to leave the doctor to her work, Fox wants to see what he was working on, if he can find either a workshop, if he's a machinist, he might have little things he does with his hands, or you said that he worked with the RAF, and this article had just come out. it's been tossed, but he wants to see if there's anything about what he was making for the British government.
Okay.
Why he was targeted.
Got it. And Matt?
I think Olaf is focusing on a little bit more of like the autopsy side. He wants to find out how tall Mr. Ortmann was, the distance from where the bulb is to the top of his head, and go outside. And if he has to go downstairs or even into the machine shop, he wants to find out if the two levels have split electricity, if it's shared, kind of how the power feeds into this building.
Okay.
Because electricity, an arc from the light bulb to his head would shatter the bulb. So the bulb is intact. There's nothing to connect him to the light. So he's looking at this as like an electrical engineer and trying to, because he worked on it. He had to do all the electrical for his boat. So he's seen shocks and people get burned by stuff. And he's like, this doesn't make any sense to him.
Okay. And Emil and Leo, rather, you go up to the attic, and it is a finished attic. And it's basically split into two sides. One side is kind of like a workshop, like a tinkering kind of workshop. You see lots of model cars, like sports cars. And then also some things that look more serious, parts that, unless you have like craft mechanics or something like that, just metal parts looks like to you, or mock-ups of parts. Some of it that maybe look familiar to some of the stuff you saw downstairs. There's another side, which is a little bit more, this is pretty rustic, kind of feels attic-y. The other part of the room is divided off. It is a separate room, and it's a little comfier in there. There's some chairs, and there's a few instruments. There's a record player, a bunch of records. There's a trumpet. There's a small drum set.
He was into jazz. He deserved to die.
And kind of like a little hangout lounge jam area. Ashtray up there. Probably smoking reefer if he's a jazz fan.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't you guys that are upstairs, you can roll search. Liv, I guess, depending on which way you feel you're leaning more, either a medicine or another forensics roll. Olaf, give me a medicine and a craft electrical. Fox, what did you say you were doing? You're looking for stuff.
Usually if you're doing deals like manufacturing for the military, there's some sort of contract.
Yep.
So maybe if it's even in a safe or a secure location, a desk or something, I'd like to use bureaucracy to identify.
Okay, I like that. Bureaucracy roll. All right, who should we start with? Liv?
Hang on. Let me shake these dice because that's terrible.
That helps.
Oh, God. Why am I so bad?
No.
Why am I so bad? 89. 89.
Did you go out and buy these dice just for this game?
Yeah.
We should have sent some lucky dice. I got some loaded ones.
Just lie.
Were
We can't see your rolls.
Fair point.
I know.
Were
I did
you
think
go-
about it, and I was like, no, just go with it. That's the point.
Are you going for medicine or forensics? Were you thinking?
I was probably going to go for forensics. One, because it's higher, and two, because the questions in her head, or the questions in my head, these burn. Does it look electrical? Like, she would know if that looks electrical or if it looks like radiation or it looks like, like, what is she thinking in that?
One thing to remember, though, too, if you're in striking distance of your 70 in forensics, you could use luck.
You could use luck, yes.
I've got loads of luck.
If you want to.
Yeah.
And also, I will generally, if you have a higher skill, I'll give you something for a failed roll in these situations too. Because obviously you're very good at forensics. It's sort of just how much you're going to get or how long it will take is another part of it. So are you going to leave it as a fail?
No, I've got luck. I'll use it.
Okay. All right. So you burn, I get 19 points of luck.
Yeah.
hefty, but that brings you down to success. And so you do not believe it's electrical. There are some distinctive things with electrical burns. This looks purely thermal, which also is confusing to you because it would take a high degree of heat. Like that, the central portion, the most affected portion, is like burnt as bad as a victim of a house fire who like burns up in the house, like a intense amount of heat, well over 1,000 degrees to char and crack bone.
Celsius?
Yeah, whatever 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit is, 1,460. I don't know how Celsius are.
1,000 degrees Celsius. Is that like lava?
Who fucking knows? You also think that maybe the most confounding thing to you is that it seems like the source of heat was from within. Like the portion of the skull and where it's cracked, you think that there's traces of brain matter that
Ian,
almost essentially boiled.
that was going to be my next question.
And there is no discernible source of the heat.
Brain bug.
Does he smell like some burnt pig?
It's a little bit, yeah. There's not much like meat that's burned, so it's like bone and skin and brain mixed in with early kind of early body breakdown, decay, bacteria and odors, off gassing and shit. But that's really you want to examine this makes you want to do a full autopsy.
Yeah.
For sure. Because you think there's more going on inside than you can see. Who wants to go next?
I failed, but I think if the doctor makes this revelation and says anything, Fox wants to make a phone call. I think he should have done this before. That's maybe my failure is what I'm not doing what I should be doing.
Okay.
And he's going to make a call into the office.
The
SOE.
home office.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Let's say you don't come across that paperwork yet. You go to make the call. Maybe Dr. Hartley says something, and you call, like a clerk answers.
An operator. One of my bonds is operator.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have. I thought it was sort of ambiguous where there was like a call operator in London that he would get all the time. Maybe it's someone tied to intelligence or something. But yeah, it was one of my bonds.
Yeah, let's say that's who you call. It is sort of a undercover, like it. They don't answer as British intelligence, and you sort of have to code in.
Cheers, operator.
Cheers. How can I connect you?
Oh, I'd like to schedule a ride, please, into London.
All right, and what's your address for pickup?
He gives the machine shop.
Okay. What is it you're looking to do?
Get a bus here to move this body and process this crime scene.
Okay.
We do not have enough here to do this.
A van.
Yeah.
Are you asking for any personnel help?
Yes.
Like what kind? What specialists?
Crime scene, cleanup or whatever.
Police or non-police?
Non-police, like the kids that they send to collect evidence, to collect things and transport them.
Okay, have kids do that now?
Oh, I think they'll hire you out of high school to do to remove stuff from a crime scene and clean it out.
Maybe in
like
America.
That. Yeah, once the investigation is done.
Yeah, and in the UK they actually train their police.
That's right.
It's a weird thing.
For 6 months.
Okay,
Six
get
months
that
of
rolling.
training.
6 months.
That's a long time.
Lucky to get 3 weeks at most academies. Right.
Can I
Matt.
just say, Evelyn wouldn't have told the Colonel everything, but he would have seen on her face that she needed she needed to get out of there. And I imagine he would have asked her if she needed anything, and she would have said, yes, we need to get this body to a lab.
And we can't keep Emil from and Leo from trouncing all over everything on our own.
Okay. All right. So you get that rolling. Matt, how'd you do on the medical roll?
Fail.
All right, check that box.
Done.
He's tallish, over 6 feet, say approaching 1.9 meters.
Okay.
And reasonably fit. He's older. He's probably in his not that old, or early 50s maybe. But in fairly good shape. Not a lot of middle-aged paunch. And then how'd you do on the electrical roll?
Failed that as well.
What's your craft electrical?
40.
So the obvious stuff, there is, the power comes into the building together, but it is a higher amperage for the first floor. There's some fairly heavy, industrial level power for welding machines and things like that.
Yep.
And then the power to upstairs branches off that and is more, common residential level stuff. You kind of just circle back to I don't know how much you go through the factory or whatever. I mean, you could get back in there, but everything you look at, you don't see any signs of damage. Just the bulbs themselves. And it doesn't, there's no issue with the wiring. You don't see any signs of anything overloading, wires melting, overheating, anything like that. It was just the bulbs themselves right over where the body is. The actual filaments of the bulbs just burnt.
Okay. Word.
Upstairs, Leo and Emil. Would you guys go with search?
Yeah. Did you make it?
I can make it.
So I fittingly, I have a 20 search. I rolled a 21. So I spent 1 point of luck, making my sanity and luck the same.
22.
Oh, making your sanity?
Making
I get
them
it.
equal.
That's 62. Okay.
So I got a 20 on 20.
You got a 20 out of 20.
I rolled the famous number, 69.
Love it.
Giggity.
Over 52. And I'm not going to spend 17 luck with Mr. 1 luck over here.
Okay. You look around. Nothing in the workshop area seems out of place from what I described. Like I said, it's mix of kind of professional stuff and hobbyist. There's clear he does some real tinkering here, and then there's stuff that he just does for pleasure. Seem to have an interest in cars. And then the other room is like a jazz room. You could tell the instruments have been played. They're not on display. These have been played. And he and or other people have been up here relatively recently, in the last few days. There's some kind of there's 2 glasses on one of the side tables, and so have a residue of a drink in them, and ashtray. There's a pack of cigarettes and a matchbook. The matchbook says it looks like it's from an establishment called the Blue Note.
I take it, put it in my pocket.
As you do that, you see Leo pick up the pack of cigarettes and put it in his pocket as well.
And then I don't pick up the glasses because I'm trying to be good, but I look at them closely. Is there any lipstick or anything?
There is lipstick on one of them.
Okay. I just kind of note the color.
Like a deep red.
Okay. And then I'm kind of walking around trying to get my bearings, and I want to go right above where he would have been, right above the spot where the body was. And I don't know if it's carpet or.
Let's say that part is not carpeted. That's over the workshop portion.
Mm-hmm.
No sign of anything.
Nothing out of place there.
Nope. I'll say, some time passed. This is all, you've probably been on site from when you pulled up here. Maybe an hour has passed between going through the factory, the searches you've made so far. You kind of reconvene in the front parlor. You get word probably 30 minutes for the more minutes for the van to get here.
I tell them, About 30 minutes, half an hour. There'll be a team here to move anything you need, Doctor.
I found this. I hold up the matchbook.
What is that?
Club.
He's got a musician's room upstairs.
He was having a drink with a woman.
A workshop too, yeah, probably.
Leo nods.
Maybe has a girlfriend or something we can talk to.
Leo's got his hands in his pockets, and he says, "All right then, Doc. What killed him?"
Lightning strike.
I need to get this
Leo
body-
rolls his eyes.
I can't say until I've opened him up, but that wound on his head,
He looks pretty opened up, doesn't he, Doc?
that wound on his head, it's unusual. It's not what I would expect. I need to...
Was he struck by lightning?
No, there's no signs of anything wrong with the power. All the wiring is
Didn't come from the power. It came from a man.
It doesn't look like
What?
an electrical burn to me.
Why is that so hard to believe? We've seen a man who can change his face. We've seen another that is a snake. We've heard of one that sees in the dark, one that sees the future. Why is one with the power of the gods any less believable? They're looking for these things. What are these things they're looking for?
Emil, no offense, mate, but
Thor's hammer?
you're the only one that's seen anything.
You've seen it.
I've seen you.
You've heard it.
I've heard you. He kind of blows out a cloud of smoke.
Denial.
I don't think it's electric. There's nothing under his feet either. The electricity would have to go somewhere.
And it's distinctly, I think I said this, Dr. Hartley, but it's distinctly not an electrical
Oh,
burn.
yeah. No, I know I'm wrong.
But I'm just reiterating that for the doctor.
Yeah, this is not electrical, but I need to look inside the body to get some more information. At the moment, it doesn't make sense.
None of these make sense.
Could a radio do this? A low frequency.
Leo looks at you confused.
Take the light bulb out of my pocket and I kind of turning it around, looking at it, looking at the burnt out filament.
These places where the radio waves were detected, they're nowhere near power sources, or what if it was brought here? Whatever this transmitter was.
Maybe just a power source then.
Yeah, maybe.
So what's our guess? He was off because he wouldn't join them.
Or he was making something. I tried looking around for his papers, but
I've searched this place top to bottom. Haven't seen a thing.
well, we weren't here first either.
But we're looking for a spy. He maybe not looking for anything particular, but anything that might be worth reporting back. Maybe they just report back the location of this factory so they can bomb it.
There's another facility they're building as well.
It's built, it's operating.
Oh, okay. There's a second facility.
In light of your question you posed, Devin, if anyone wants to roll either SIG-Int or technology or maybe craft electrical.
I got that.
I have none of those things.
Technology is the thing we replace computer science with.
27 under 40.
66 over 60.
Ow.
Got that luck?
No, I'm going to let the critical roll.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Crit fail. Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing, Liv. If you get double digits, 66, 77, 33, if it's a fail, it becomes kind of a critical failure. If it's success, it's a critical success. So bear that in mind.
And 1 in 100 are...
Did you roll anything, Liv?
Mm-mm.
No.
Can I ask a question? I did Google this. They did exist. Could she have like a little like Geiger counter type thing just to check if there's anything?
You have your whole
unusual?
little bag, right? Your little med bag of goodies, and you're looking at some weird shit. So yeah, you have a little.
You're into weird shit. You carry a Geiger counter.
That's some weird shit.
And I will say it doesn't detect anything.
Okay.
Matt, for your success, I mean, you're not like a communications expert, but you understand the theory of radio waves.
Yeah.
And as far as you know, like any radio waves that are used to transmit can't cause anything like this.
That's what they want you to think.
You do know
Chemtrails.
there's further things on the spectrum that you probably don't know that much about, like
Microwave
above and below
Yep.
the range of what we call radio waves.
Was it a thing that I don't know if this happens, but like people who work on radio towers, is there any sort of like, you know, if you're around it too long, you get, you know,
Yeah, 6G makes the frogs gay.
no, like I don't know, like does it cause headaches or any sort of discomfort or anything if you're around like those like high like powerful like radio waves?
It can maybe probably a combination of the exposure to the power and noise and other things. You know, I mean, you know that, like, I mean, obviously sound can damage, like waves can be damaging, sound waves, things like that. But like radio waves specifically, you don't think like a transmittable radio wave would do this.
That's what I think Fox was sort of leaning on, was like exposure to, you know, he also has some electrical and like experience, but like exposure to those types of things might affect the body in different ways.
And you do all notice, I mean, people made multiple successful searches. And if I didn't say this, like there is no sign of any combustion beyond this. Like there's no, you'd expect like soot on the ceiling. Like if anything was on fire, there's no trace of it.
Well, so Josh, I was actually going to ask about that. Like Emil is not scientist, doesn't have any technology or SIGINT, but he is pretty good at arson. And the bulb being burnt out and the doctor mentioning it wasn't lightning. I'm gonna take a closer look at his body and notably like his clothes and see if there's just any sign of like heat damage, like, you know, frayed fabric or anything like that.
Okay. I'm sure Dr. Hartley is corralling you, but you can still move around and look at things, and there isn't. Maybe like around the collar, there's a little maybe light charring.
Probably hard to tell with all the blood.
Yeah, and there's not a ton of blood.
Okay.
There's no, beyond the skull, there's no open wound, and that didn't really bleed a lot. Like most of the blood came from orifices. You haven't checked the beehole.
I'm like right down there with you, like next to the body live, and I kind of turn like right in your face and I say, "You sure it wasn't lightning?"
She just looks at you. She just kind of glares at you and doesn't say anything.
Leo says, "You got those matches?"
I throw you it, the matchbook.
Catches them. He opens up the book.
Okay, there's an address on the inside.
Well,
like handwritten?
No,
Oh, okay.
like typed.
I was
Or
hoping
on the back,
for
maybe.
like a girl's name inside of it or something with a operator number.
Devin?
And he says, "Well, then, we've got this place, the Blue Note, and the new facility. And, of course, our radio locations. I don't think there's much we can do for Max."
And I don't know if we'll get anything else from here either.
Oh, and if I didn't say this directly, you do ID the guy. He matches the photograph and everything like that. That was somewhat ambiguous at first, but you are pretty confident this is indeed Max Ortmann. All right, why don't we, unless somebody wants to do something specific, why don't we kind of jump ahead a little and maybe you guys want to break up to tackle some of these things. We can do some of it on screen, off screen. How do you guys want to handle this? The team's going to show up soon. They will do whatever you direct them to do.
Yep.
They can transport the body to a facility, and then, you know, they can do a further forensic search as directed by Dr. Hartley if you want.
Do we want to maybe split up and do a little cut scene, like autopsy scene, Blue Note scene, etc.?
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then maybe like reconvene after that?
I like it. Okay. So obviously Dr. Hartley, sorry, anything specifically you guys want to direct this team to do here beyond they're going to do like a fairly standard, you know, forensics investigation, like treat it like a crime scene. Is there anything specific you want to ask them or to look for, whatever?
Any government documents to be sent to directly to Tentley.
Okay. All right. So Dr. Hartley, I presume, will be doing the autopsy. Is anybody going with her?
No, sorry. Amendment. Send it to. I want him brought to me.
To you.
We don't have to send everything to Tentley.
Okay.
I want to be on team radio location.
Okay.
I thought you were trying to learn how to be a fucking medic, dude.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, you did do that at home scene.
yeah.
Up to you. I mean, you obviously you feel pretty confident she's
Yeah.
going to take care of it.
Yeah, she seemed kind of anal about the whole thing. Doesn't really want to
Step on toes.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I mean, what's he going to learn from a woman?
It is 1940. They like to have a gun. Crazy.
That's
They let
because she's
another
just
woman have a
Dr.
gun in
Hartley.
America.
They didn't realise they were issuing it to a female doctor. They issued the gun.
You know, I think Olaf's going to stick with the radio signal, like that sort of
All right,
element of it.
Maybe you guys want to do 2 and 2, 2 to the Blue Note. Who's going with Olaf?
I think Fox would go with Olaf.
Okay, that makes sense. And then Emil and Leo, sketch crew,
Sure.
goes to the Blue
Go to
Note.
the Blue Note.
All right. Olaf and Fox, you guys take a buggy, maybe get an extra vehicle. You came here in one, so you guys split off and you drive to 3 locations. So the closest one would be Shooter's Hill, which is in southeast London. And the actual coordinates map out, there's this big water tower, this cool old masonry, almost castle looking water tower that has been converted into a anti-aircraft position.
Cool.
And next to it is a church, and in front of it is kind of like a plaza, like a square. And other than that, it's kind of a mostly residential area. The coordinates actually map out to the middle of the plaza. It is a good elevation. You have pretty good sight lines from here, but there's also a crew of soldiers, like literally up in the tower.
He sees the manned tower, and then he looks at the captain. Said, "There was no suspicious truck here. Nothing like that. Nothing these fellas wouldn't clock."
That is true. But, you know, like I said, it could be smaller than you'd expect. Your briefcase is not as low frequency, but before it would take a lot more.
It's wide out in the open.
True. 1 or 2 minutes. It's not that long. They're distracted by a air raid or something. I think maybe we could ask the soldiers if, they've seen anything.
So the other 2, one is Highgate. It is at the time, mostly residential area. It's kind of in north central London. There's actually an area called North Hill that Highgate sits on. And there's some nicer high-end shops here. And these coordinates kind of come out to, it's sort of like a open market shopping area. And again, this kind of looks down into London. All 3 of these are over 130 meters high. And the last one, Hampstead Heath, it's kind of like it's a park, but a little bit more wild in the sense of like, it's not like a trimmed, maintained. It's sort of like an open
Overgrown.
green space. But there's walking trails through here and things like that. And again, the coordinates map out to kind of the middle of that area, a little bit of a ways, maybe 100 meters from any actual like vehicle road.
And they're not necessarily the highest points of elevation in these places.
No, and I'll say as part of this, like part of what you guys are doing, give me a navigate or anything that you think would work for sort of analyzing topography overall.
I have a military science land.
Yeah. Yes, that applies as well.
Are these places of like strategic advantage?
Give me a roll.
Can I? I'll roll and then I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Okay, 41. Over.
Over. What do you have?
I have a 20 military
okay.
science land. 10
Matt?
navigate.
Fail. 85 over.
Okay. So what I'll give you guys, make sure you check your fail boxes. Somewhat significance in that, like, traditionally any points of elevation have some significance. The only one that had like a military facility was The first one I said, Shooter's Hill. All three of these are in the top 10 highest points in Greater London. You know, kind of work that out, plot them out on maps. At least half of the 10, at least 5 of them are not places you could freely go to, either in private property or government-controlled areas. One is right near an RAF base, or actually inside an RAF base. These 3 are all publicly accessible, clear, open points of elevation. The specific coordinates, if they triangulate this right
in the middle,
are like in the middle of open spaces.
Captain.
And at the points of day, like there's people in all 3 of these walking around. So we'll jump over to anything else you guys want
to. He has a suggestion. He says, "Do you, Captain, you think if someone were to use these coordinates to drop a bomb in London, that these would be spots they'd want to hit, open to the public, lots of people?"
If you wanted civilian casualties, yes, but why not focus on military?
Why indeed?
And again, these are spots that transmissions came from.
Right. Yeah.
The Blue Note. You guys get there. It's early afternoon. They're not open, but there are the door is unlocked, and there are some people like cleaning and setting up inside. You see, they open at 4:00. I'd say it's maybe 2:00 now. You go in. There's a woman towards the back who's cleaning and moving around tables, and there's a man behind the bar.
Leo walks through the door. Does the bartender say anything?
Yeah, he turns around. He was stocking some liquor bottles. Turns around. He's probably in his like mid-30s, black man, decently built, wearing kind of like a server's vest, and he's got a thin mustache. He turns around and says, "Gents, not open yet. 2 hours."
That's all right, mate. We're actually looking for someone. I was hoping you could help.
Sure. Who's he looking for?
His name's Max. Max Ortmann.
Max Ortmann.
That's the one.
Yeah. Fine chap. He's a regular here.
Have you seen him about recently?
Yeah. He was here on, let's see, Daisy and the twins were playing Friday night.
Leo kind of looks to the stage where the band probably was playing.
Yep. Yeah, it's a cool vibe, jazz club. Right now, kind of the regular house lights are on, but you can tell there's a lot of like velvet, a lot of these little private booths along the side, small tables out in the front. Probably maybe at capacity could fit maybe 150 people in here, would be like jammed. It's not huge by any means. Small stage, some instruments set up there already.
Leo says, "To be honest with you, he's gone missing."
Missing?
Leo nods.
Huh. Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, saw him Friday. Wasn't here the rest of the weekend, but
does he come in with anyone?
No. He's a good bloke. He's nice, friendly chap, but keeps to himself mostly. I mean, most of the other regulars, the staff know him. He talks to some of the musicians and such. He did have some company on Friday. He kind of smiles.
Oh, right then. Who's that?
Picks up another case of bottles, opens it up, starts putting wine bottles out. What's her name? Marion. Beautiful, blonde.
She a regular too?
No, she was in here. She stood out, that's for sure. And I asked one of the mates to work here. He said she'd been in the last 2 nights. I hadn't seen her before or since, but she seemed to have eyes for Max. Not to knock the fellow, but to be honest, I worried at first maybe she was a working girl, but didn't seem like it. But she did make the first move, chatted him up a bit, spent most of the set.
Leo has a flash in his head of like his last image of Max on the floor. And he says, "And you haven't seen her since? I don't suppose you know her last name?"
No, I don't think she gave it. I'd recognize her, though. You would, too, if you saw her.
Blonde, brunette?
blonde, on the taller side, fair skin. Gives a description that kind of sounds like you can imagine it being cast by the woman that plays Six in Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yep.
Like a knockout beauty.
Femme fatale.
Is how she is described.
Was his flat fairly clean? He's German, so it's probably spotless.
It was fairly clean. I'd mentioned to Dan, it had definitely been gone through.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it was a little bit
hard to tell.
You think it was more disorderly than it would normally be?
No, like dishes in the sink or anything?
No. Yes. Yeah. Like tidy.
Mm-hmm.
Leo says, all right then. If she comes back in, would you ring this number? And he writes down a number on
A matchbook.
Matchbook.
Okay.
And gives it to him.
You said if she comes back in?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what if I say Max?
I turn and leave, and I say you won't.
Do you really?
Yeah. And Leo says, you can call the same number.
I'm sorry, fellas. I should have asked.
He kind of waves over his hand at the guy.
Is he in any trouble?
Not anymore.
Nailed it.
You see him kind of maybe looking a little regretfully, like was he a little bit more open than he should have been? Who the fuck were these guys? And
when we get outside, Leo turns to.
Do you speak with a? Do you think you sound German when you talk?
Probably just Eastern European.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How you actually sound?
Yeah.
The voice you're doing. Okay.
He turns to Emil once they're kind of out on the sidewalk, and he says, "Same woman came back to the house with him.
She went there to find him.
Depending on what the doc comes back with, it looks like the timelines match up as to when they were in the bar and when whatever happened to him happened.
So she goes home with him. Then someone slams down the door.
Let's jump to classic morgue scene. Classic X-Files. Gillian Anderson, season 5 hair.
Sick.
Getting ready to do some slicing and dicing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
White lights.
Have you prepared a monologue of the autopsy?
No, I should have done, shouldn't I?
All right. Well, I think let's lead off with a medicine roll.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you're a trained doctor. You're going to successfully perform the autopsy.
I believe in you, Liv.
So,
This is just to kind of show what insight you're able to get from your observations.
what is that? 16.
Okay.
Nice.
And whatever I had, 60, wasn't it? Yeah.
60. Okay. So you perform a full autopsy. He was, like I said, on the taller side, fairly fit. I would say 6'2" to 220, whatever that translates to fucking stones and
Dogs.
stones and dogs. There is no other sign of any injury at all outside the cranium. Organs, everything else seems normal. You think he's a moderate drinker, at least from the state of his liver, a little bit of lung damage, smoker, and exposure to industrial kind of settings. Nothing that seems super unusual. He has an old leg wound that's healed over. You think possibly a bullet wound, but it would be probably at least 20 years ago. And the focus is on the head.
There's no like toxins in the blood or anything.
Nope.
There's nothing.
You check for that. Nothing unusual in the blood. You start to open the head, and it is wild. The majority of the front of the brain has essentially been cooked. That's the closest thing you can kind of describe it to. The cracks in the skull are from heat and pressure. What you think looking at it is essentially his brain boiled and heat burst through from inside. You can think of no medical explanation for that. And give me another sanity roll.
Nice. 88.
56.
56 under. Okay. You still take 3 points
Ow.
of sanity damage.
Even making it.
Your brain begins to
It
cook.
is the most disturbing. I mean, like dead bodies on their own do not bother you.
Mhm.
You know, even traumatic injuries, things like that. It's not the gruesomeness of it. It is the unexplainability of it, that you can kind of comprehend what happened to this physical tissue, but how. You cannot think of anything that would cause this. And you are confident in your assessment that the heat originated from the inside. But there's no sign of traumatic entry. You think even with the damage to it, you could tell if something had penetrated the skull, the brain, and you find no trace of that. No trace of any foreign substance, object.
And you
Just
said it was the front of the brain that was like cooked.
Like the front half, basically. Like a
And
good
then what-
portion of it.
And then is the rest just like normal brain?
It's heat damaged. It's just the inside, basically the entire brain more or less is cooked, but you can just kind of tell the origin point was towards the front half.
And it hasn't exploded. It is just literally boiled, like cooked.
Yes, and I mean exploded in the sense that the pressure generated cracked the skull.
Mhm. And where did the
and
blood from the orifices come from?
So the other thing you can tell is that this took some time. You know, this wasn't instant, and was probably, at least initially, incredibly painful. Some of the blood is from just bodily reactions. You maybe do find actually, like for the rest of the body, some like muscle strains and pulls, which you think is like indicative of like essentially your body just being racked with pain. And any blood was, came from either that kind of straining, or, potentially heat rupturing blood vessels in the area. Like,
So, yeah.
because the whole inside of the head is just a fucking cooked mess.
Jesus.
Anyone
Christ.
hungry?
A little.
Yeah.
Do I have a better idea of time of death?
36 hours, which would put it like Monday night.
Okay. And then from my experience, then he's definitely shit himself. So that's nice.
Yes. Code Brown.
Josh, for the purpose of the timeline, so what night did he go to the club and meet this girl?
Friday.
Friday night. Okay.
This happened Monday night. It is Wednesday.
Okay.
They said in the machine shop, you guys didn't go back. Did you talk to them at all after?
No.
No. After we found the body?
Yep.
No.
Okay. Let's reconvene.
And when was he supposed to go to the meeting he didn't show up for? It's Wednesday now, and you said so Tuesday. And when did he originally approach SOE and say, or whoever he approached, and say that he had been that they had tried to recruit him?
The weekend, Saturday.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say at least a couple hours pass between all of this. Do we want to meet up back at SOE or somewhere else?
Maybe somewhere in the city, because we're probably going to, well, I don't know. If she just finished the autopsy, it probably makes sense to go there.
Yeah, you're probably in like she did that in like an adjacent building, government controlled medical.
So we're
facility.
in that building. Yeah.
Okay, you grab
maybe waiting for her to finish up.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say you have like a little meeting room somewhere, and this is in a government facility. It's not, you're not in your little top secret area. but it's controlled access. And we'll kind of start with Dr. Hartley walking out, taking off her de-scrubbing. We'll say you guys kind of just recently convened, so you haven't been able to
share
much yet. There you are. I mean, if you want to just say we discuss our findings and then move forward, or if you want to talk through any of it, go ahead.
I say, Colonel Tentley said that Max had come to them and said someone tried to recruit him. I think we figured out who the recruiter was.
Leo's nodding along.
A woman. She went by the name Marion, but
doesn't mean much.
She went to the club he would go to, went for a few days in a row until he arrived, and then convinced him to bring her home. Probably wasn't very hard. They had a few drinks. She tried to recruit him. He refused. I think when the carrot did not work, the stick came back on Tuesday or Monday. Monday or Tuesday. I look at the doctor.
From my findings, it is looking like Monday evening.
What'd you see in there, Doc?
At this point, Evelyn is going to be a lot more open with her findings. So, gentlemen, I'm not going to lie to you. What I discovered during the autopsy was what I was suspicious of at the scene. And then she goes on to describe everything that was found during the autopsy, the boiled brain, the fact that the source of that heat seems to have come from inside rather than externally, and that she cannot give any kind of valid scientific reason for how that would happen, but she can explain to you why she believes that happened, like how the tissue looked and why that is her conclusion.
So magic then.
Leo
He looks at Emil.
Leo hands you a cup of tea.
I say it's not magic.
He's just poured for himself one, and he says, "Still think it might be devils."
And I'll say, Dr. Hartley, you also got the initial report. There will obviously be they're going to work on the actual final report of the team that did the sweep at the house, and all they kind of gave that you didn't know was that they believe the house was searched by most likely two people. There are two different other individuals there. They also found some blonde hairs in the bed and parlor and up in that jazz room.
Well,
do we have any fingerprints from that scene?
All kinds of bodily fluids.
They got some prints that they're working on running.
Leo,
a little harder pre-internet.
Leo puts his cup down. He kind of looks at our group and he says, "All right then. So we've got a timeline, but here's what I'm trying to figure out. He said no, right? And that's why they killed him. So if he said no, what are they looking for? Are they looking for a contact that he left behind or something he was building? Or?
You said that this thing that happened to his brain, it was slow and painful?
Mm-hmm. From the signs of struggle on his body, I would estimate it took some time to happen. It wasn't something quick or instantaneous.
Maybe this was torture to get some information.
Do we think they found it? What they were looking for?
Yes.
There's one place we haven't checked.
The other factory?
Leo nods.
Is it a secret? Its location?
No, they are both mentioned in that article.
Oh, I take out the article. I unfold this piece of paper and I look at the doctor. I look at it and I say, and I point to the address.
I think this is what made him a target.
When did the article come out?
A week ago.
I nod. I say, this came out a week ago. A few days after that, she starts going to the Blue Note.
Does it say he enjoys jazz?
Yes.
Does
Oh,
it
the
say?
dangers of putting too much about yourself out there, man?
Good thing we don't have that problem. Does it say anything about what the factories are making?
That they were got a contract with the RAF. That's all it says. Making replacement parts for the RAF.
Okay.
He was helping with the RAF. These sites, these transmissions came from high altitude, wide open spaces, mostly soft targets for bombing. If I was a strategist,
But they would already know from this article. They don't need him for that.
no.
It wouldn't make any sense to bomb them, though. Two of them have a lot of people. One is just an open field.
To
There's
bomb
nothing
London,
there.
No, not to bomb. What? To bomb what?
the people, public.
The
Hampstead
so
Heath
hold
is-
on. The locations where the transmissions were sent from.
Yes.
The significance isn't necessarily the information was sent. Like top secret information was sent.
Do we know what information was sent?
Yeah, Josh told us at the beginning.
Oh, that it's
Like it's not
sensitive
just
information?
a signal. It's not just
Yeah,
like a
they're
ping.
sending-
It's not a
yeah.
ping.
They're
Oh,
sending the
okay.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
sending the information about the airports and
Okay.
Like they're 1 to 2 minute long coded messages.
Info packets.
They've broken some of the code. It's not.
That's right.
And most of what information has come out has been like intel,
Yeah.
stuff about squadron readiness, locations.
Okay.
so the significance of the areas that they're choosing would suggest that they are the best areas for them to send the message.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
okay.
high
I understand
altitude,
that now.
open.
Fox
Yeah,
is going a little
sightline.
crazy. He was thinking that they might be like targeting. He's thinking about the British Union of fascists and how like there's we have spies here, and he was thinking like if this is some sort of
I mean, the thing with those locations, like even if you set up your handheld radio,
yeah
people would be like, "What the fuck?" And
Yeah.
potentially, like military or police would come check it out.
Yeah,
One
the
of them
soldiers
is literally like there's a soldiers looking down over it.
There's one site it was manned by anti-aircraft gun. Now, someone setting up even a case like mine, people would notice. Everyone would take notice.
There were also no like power sources. If the coordinates are accurate,
One was a garden.
it's outside.
Yeah.
I look visibly frustrated, and I say, you already know. You all know. All of you. You all know. It was just a man standing in that spot, or a woman.
You think they were the signal,
I nod.
the transmitter?
Of course.
That doesn't make any sense.
And has that stopped them before? Not making sense.
No, but how would that work? You
How-
think they are the power source and the transmitter at the same time?
How does any of it work?
Apparently, with you, it's the devils and the demons.
Well, science has no answer. Yes, doctor?
We haven't found it yet.
Doctor, can a person send a radio signal
Using a radio?
with a battery that doesn't exist, that won't exist for 100 years? Until the great... I can't even
Elon
say
Musk.
it. I can't even say it.
The spaces we visited, they were all very open. Would not block a signal if you don't want it to get misdirected.
With people all around. So you couldn't set up equipment. You
Yes.
couldn't bring in a power source.
But out of the 20 places in London where they're high enough, a lot of them are not publicly accessible. They're not wide and open. So maybe we can at least narrow where the next one would come from. There's got to only be a few more.
Fox is nodding.
An antenna would have to be tall. Could it also be wide?
We have to ask Colonel Tentley what Max Ortmann was really doing. If there was some other project, some other thing that his factories are making, something that information that he might have given up under torture.
What if this Marian woman was the shape changer, and it was under disguise, and she approached him to build something. Maybe some sort of antenna or something. His precision shop? No?
Maybe there's something at his other shop.
But
And he said no, and they killed him to prevent him from saying anything about what they wanted.
Josh, the signals, the first signals came before all of this, though, right?
Yes, and from what they were saying, the transmissions have been going on for a while.
Yep.
They've been building up a team. So it was only recently they got like dialed in enough to know the frequency to have different spots set up to triangulate it.
Yep.
They know the transmissions have been happening for weeks. They suspect possibly longer.
How many locations could it be?
It's about 20. We can narrow it down from there, I think.
There would 10. There's 3 or 10 of the highest. So it would have to be inside those. So 7 more, maybe less.
Well, depending on how and who is accessing them, multiple of those other ones are not publicly accessible.
Yeah.
You think only 5 of the top 10, including those 3, are places the general public could access.
I say Fox did these, what are they called? Low
VLM.
VLF.
do these VLF, they go through buildings and things like that? Do they need,
These waves can reach thousands of kilometers.
but do they need like open line of sight?
For a short transmission, not so much. But if you want to reach, let's say, the fatherland, you would need a place high up. We can maybe make some calls and close some of these down, narrow the options for the next transmission.
Did all 3 of these places have open line of sight?
Aye.
Mostly.
Let's figure out how many more we have.
I'll get the map.
All right, next steps. So you're thinking about possible transmission sites, how you could narrow it down. What else are you guys thinking about?
Lightning.
Evelyn is thinking about what Emil said, that this could just be a person could be a transmitter, and is trying to get her head around it.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know it makes no sense, but nothing makes any sense.
That's what your brain says back to you. That doesn't make any sense, Doctor.
Then your brain melts.
Your brain calls you Doctor.
Leo is still wondering about what it is they were looking for. And I think that he thinks that if it was something that he was making, there might be more evidence at the other facility. So that's what he's kind of zeroing in on.
Okay.
The doctor's also wondering what happens to the person who can change their face if they get killed. Like, what face do they have then?
running down all sorts of mental exercises.
One way to find out.
Does their face melt off? Does their brain boil?
So we're basically in like our research phase of trying to narrow that down.
Okay.
Make some contacts. I think that one of us, maybe I would say normally Fox, but you're probably busy doing radio stuff.
Well, I don't know. The second facility would help us figure out what he was making.
I feel
I
like
think finding this woman, I think, is probably
I feel
very
like
hard.
yeah.
we
yes.
should just be able to go to Colonel Tentley and be like, what the fuck is he making? Like,
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So
I think Leo has.
we could do that the proper way where you go or the improper way where I go.
I was thinking originally of breaking in at night, but I think going to Tentley, and especially he was doing contracts with the RAF. This is well within Fox's purview, I think, to figure out what exactly he was doing. Yeah, I think the second facility is moot.
Is it possible?
I think
When do they?
Leo might go anyway, though.
Okay.
How do you track lightning strikes?
Can you predict lightning? Is that what you're asking?
Or track them?
Jake's certain that Thor's out there running around.
How to track lightning strikes?
Okay, so you're going to talk to Tentley, try to get some more information. You are going to map out, maybe check out all these locations, see how you can cut down that list. It's pretty late in the day on Monday, so we'll say most of this goes on the next day. Or is there anything time specific you would do that night?
You
Leo would go.
motherfucker.
Leo would go to. Leo would go to the other facility at night.
Okay,
I think this time around.
are you going on your own?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You have the address. You go there. How late at night?
2 a.m.
Okay. Dead of night.
Yep.
All right. This it's further east. This is a more industrial area. The other shop was kind of, like I said, mixed. The building itself was mixed use, and that kind of that neighborhood was. It was more residential than not, and more smaller shops and things like that. This out here, there is a lot more warehouses and factories, and this is actually a larger facility too. Probably expect that the most of their capability comes from this facility.
Mhm.
It's bigger. It's basically in a warehouse kind of structure, brick, kind of picture like a typical New Bedford mill building,
Sure.
but not huge.
Yep.
It's still smaller in the scale of like factories and shit like that.
Yep.
But it's got that sawtooth roof with the skylights.
Yep.
It's about 20 feet tall. There's this one actually has a full loading dock, and seems quiet.
Leo is, I think, moving pretty confidently, knowing that there's no one that's going to be working here at the moment,
Mhm.
and he makes his way for the first available door.
Okay. Everything's locked
Mhm.
and secured and fairly robustly.
Sure.
These are not like household locks.
Yep.
This is a very fairly secure.
Site.
Yes.
If he has to, he'll break something to get in
Okay.
versus just picking his way in.
Okay. It would probably be easier.
Mhm.
But even like the windows,
Are
most
barred.
most of them, any you can reach from the ground are barred.
Okay.
You think you could probably there one side borders like there's kind of a narrow alley,
Mhm.
and that would probably your best bet would be to climb up through a window that you can break and get in that way.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good athletics.
Give me a criminology roll
Sure.
just to see how smoothly you do this whole operation.
15 under 52.
Okay. All right.
I am a criminal.
You stay out of sight. You wait for any passersby. A police car actually goes by at one point, just cruising the neighborhood.
Mhm.
And you wait your time. You climb up like on top of a dumpster and find like a metal downspout, clamber up that. You have a glass cutter, cut the window, get inside, you get some rope, lower yourself down. And it's basically like just a bigger version of what you saw.
Floor space with machines.
yep.
And, yep.
More machines, a little bit more like bigger machines. This is where you would kind of be able to, I use mass produced lightly. This is still like high end
Sure.
custom building,
Right.
But a lot of materials, and you see boxes stamped with like property of RAF on them.
He opens one of those and has a quick look.
Okay. It's to use just hunk of metal, but very like precisely crafted.
Machined.
Yep.
He, I think, pivots from that. Like he uses his torch to look through one or two of the boxes, and after he sees pretty mundane objects by his account, he's gonna look for an office.
Okay. You start making your way, and it's pretty clear where it is. You make your way there. You do get word back, Devin. You can get a hold of. It wasn't that late. It was just later in the afternoon. You get a hold of Colonel Tentley, and the information you requested, or you ask him about the specifics, and basically what he gives you is that on paper, Max Ortmann got this contract to make parts for the RAF. That is correct. However, he specifically was contracted to make parts that they are finding to be critical. The Spitfire is getting tested as hard as it ever has. It's performing very well, but there's some key, rather delicate components of the engines that are burning out much faster than anticipated in combat conditions, to the point where it's starting to render like entire squadrons lower their efficiency.
As Tenley's describing this to you, it cuts back to Leo looking through the boxes of all these parts.
You're looking at these parts. And then it cuts back to you walking back towards the office. It has the simple lock on the door, and you pull out your kit. And then you hear something. Air raid sirens cranking. You hear guns opening up and an explosion not far away. And that's where we'll cut it.
Wow.
Bye, Leo.
Crime does not pay.
Thank you guys again for listening to the Nastygram RPG podcast for our London Calling arc. Our intro music, as always, is Walking with Michael Douglas by Wilhelm Scream. The arc theme is Dark Ritual by Adrian von Ziegler. All scores by Adrian von Ziegler and Antti Martikainen. A very special thanks to David for his collaboration, translation, and recording of our cool little newsreel segments of the Zwei wie Wolf, die besten Spielleiter der Welt, 2D12, the best game masters in the world, a fantastic German language podcast about game mastering tabletop RPGs. Absolutely check it out if you speak German, and if not, take a listen, maybe learn, and at least give them a little bump. If you like what we do, we hope you consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/nastygram. You get access to all sorts of cool bonus content, special members only feed, Discord, and lots of other cool features. Find us on most socials, searching Nastygram RPG, and to scratch your sword and sorcery itch, subscribe to the Nastygram D&D podcast. Thanks again, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
That's nasty.